Oh my god, why is there only one song for all of the dungeons?
Oh, come on now. Some of the dungeons have different music, but most of them don't. I know, it's bad.
It really reminds me of Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth, where they have one dungeon type that keeps reoccurring. It's not all of the dungeons, but there's one type, and every time you're in there, it's just the same song.
That's the Put It in Jail song, right? Yeah.
Ugh.
I'm sorry, Mage.
Nah.
So sorry.
Nah. Everything else about this game is neat. The soundtrack is lacking in places.
Yeah. I mean, I really like the soundtrack, but they use the wrong songs frequently. Because, like, there's some really great music in this game, and it's used, like, maybe twice.
You know what? I just got a good thought on how to use that music properly. If we lived in an alternate reality where Breath of Fire got Final Fantasy numbers, and Breath of Fire got orchestral scores,
yeah.
As a joke, the da-da-da-da-da-da-da should be the transition between other pieces.
I would like to see that, yeah.
Like,
just like some sort of sinister, either dungeon music or like just something that you're going through that's very difficult and painful. And yeah, they just do da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Like, they do like the big dramatic theme of love from one part or another, or they do the big orchestral battle music.
Yeah.
And then it stops in silence for a second. Silence. Then go to the next piece.
Yeah, yeah.
Or it's time for intermission.
Yeah. I could also see it being worked into various songs, kind of like how
yeah, like in a medley.
A lot of things. Yeah, exactly.
Like that could work.
Yeah, like these things are memorable, and so they do work on that level. It's just that the way it's used in this, not so great. I don't think there's anything like that in Breath of Fire 3 or 4.
This Breath of Fire's dungeon music is an earworm on the level of something you would see as a torture device in a Star Trek movie.
Yeah, I could see that. It's the Chinese water torture of soundtracks.
Yeah. Does it play in Infinity?
No.
Oh, okay.
If it did, that would be the worst thing ever. No, Infinity gets its own track.
At least.
Yeah,
okay.
and it's fairly long too, if I'm not mistaken.
Is it like Dancing Mad long?
No. Oh god, no. No track in this game is Dancing Mad long. Dancing Mad, I think, is actually technically like 3 or 4 tracks on its own. One for each part. I guess it's 4.
The full Dancing Mad, like...
Oh god, it's fucking epic.
It's. I think it's a full 15.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit, that goes on forever.
Yeah, it's pretty glorious.
The trouble is, I played Theater Rhythm way more than 6. So my idea of Dancing Mad is only the da 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 da.
Oh, the last part.
Yeah.
Okay.
So whenever I go to sit down and listen to Dancing Mad, there's a whole 2 songs ahead of it. From the part that my brain jumps to when it hears that.
Right, yeah. Yeah, no, you're not just fighting Kefka. You're fighting Kefka's tower first.
Yeah.
Which is pretty great.
Oh, that final Kefka fight might be my favorite last boss in any Final Fantasy.
Yeah, I think it might be mine too.
Because, like,
most of them have, like, maybe 2 forms, sometimes 3.
Yeah.
That one has 4 forms, and it's like, it makes sense too. It's not just, it's not the Frieza, this isn't even my final form thing. It is, you are fighting your way up this fucking demonic tower that has caused all of this pain and destruction in this world at this time.
And fed off that pain and destruction.
Yeah, and then finally you get to the guy who's been causing all of this, and you fucking murder him. You disintegrate that motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Because, like, okay, Final Fantasy 1, it's a neat twist.
Yeah.
That the first boss is the last.
Yeah.
That's cool. I dig that. But Final Fantasy 1, there's not a lot of super anything.
Yeah, no, it doesn't have to be. It's Final Fantasy 1.
Yeah, Final Fantasy 2...
You fight through hell and fight the Emperor, who's an asshole, and he's been an asshole the whole time.
Final Fantasy 3, that's Cloud of Darkness, right?
Yes, that is Cloud of Darkness, following... I think Cloud of Darkness is the first wahaha, I am the actual bad guy thing that Final Fantasy does.
Yeah. Final Fantasy 4, that's X-Death.
No, that is 5.
5 is X-Death.
4 is Zeromus, who is also a wahaha, I'm this random guy who shows up, fear me.
Man,
sort of
I remember
thing.
nothing from 4.
Yeah, no, 4, your main antagonist through most of the game is Golbez, who is Cecil's brother.
Right,
But then Golbez gets his head cured after you kick his ass on the moon, and Fusoya, or no, in the Giant of Babel. And Fusoya is like, oh yeah, that was a nasty fucking trap. It sends you back here.
Ugh!
Yeah, and there's no way to get back except to walk again.
Ugh,
Yeah.
fuck that.
These dungeons are nasty, but
Ugh.
but yeah. Anyway, no. So once Golbez gets cured, he and Fusoya fuck off to the moon and try to kill Zeromus, who was controlling Golbez.
Okay.
So Zeromus is the guy who's behind it all. It's just you don't know that until way the fuck later. And then 5 is X-Death, and he's like, yeah. Once you learn who the bad guy is, it's the bad guy the whole time.
X-Death, I enjoy as a character. I
Yeah.
love some of his lines.
Yeah.
The fight isn't super memorable.
Except one line, which is the universe is in peril. Because you're fighting this final form of this guy, and he's shaking, and this it's kind of like Zeromus' fight, where you're just like in this space thing, and there's clouds and lightning and stars and meteorites and shit like that all over the place, and just randomly you find, or you get this text box at the top of the screen, the universe is in peril. I think it's there to warn you of some sort of impending attack that he's about to do, but I never really figured out what he's doing specifically. I just love it because it's the universe is in peril, and then you just keep fighting as normal.
Yeah, and then 6 is Kefka, 7 is
Yes.
Sephiroth.
Yes.
And Sephiroth is iconic.
He's iconic, but he's actually not that interesting.
Yeah. Like, even when you fully break it down, you find out that the Sephiroth you've been fighting most of the game isn't the real Sephiroth.
Right, right.
And it's still like, then what the fuck has Sephiroth done?
Uh-huh.
And then he turns into an anime villain in all the subsequent games.
Uh-huh.
Where he's super weird. And
Yeah.
everything doesn't make a lot of sense.
Nope.
It
8.
is- Forms are cool. 8
Yeah, 8
is
has-
Ultimisia.
Yeah.
Who is another... just shows up at the last second.
Yeah, she's not as bad as 9's, though.
Yeah, like, I personally consider Kuja.
Kuja is the final boss as far as I'm concerned.
And then Necron, or whatever the fuck his name is,
He's just the whatever.
he shows up.
Yeah.
And at that fight, at that point, you probably have beaten Ozma, because he's, as far as Final Fantasy optional bosses go, a cakewalk.
Yeah, pretty much.
And only for one reason. Like, one reason makes that fight so easy.
The game is broken with regen.
Yeah, regen continues through animations, and all of his major damage attacks take so long that if you have auto regen on, you're
Yeah.
fully healed by the time he's done.
That said, he does have an attack that can do 9,999 to all of your party members. It's
True.
just he does it randomly, and it doesn't always do that much damage.
Yeah, and I believe it's also an element you can come equipped to negate.
I think so. It's darkness or something. Yeah.
Yeah, and multiple characters can get
Yep.
complete negation on that.
Negation or even absorption. Yeah.
So, whoop-de-fucking-do.
Yep. 10's okay. I mean, the final boss is a fucking pushover. Like, you can't even lose.
The final boss is a victory lap.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
real final boss is jacked.
Yeah, which is cool.
Yeah, you have story significance, you
Yep.
have a cool design,
Yep.
you have a decent fight. It's a
Yeah.
Final Fantasy, so it's not like the hardest thing in the world.
No. Especially if you level up and get the best weapons.
Yeah.
Because he will die in one hit.
And then the final boss is just the victory lap.
Yeah.
And just doing what other games would put in cutscene, which I appreciate.
Yeah. Wild Arms 2 has something like that, actually, where you beat the actual final boss, but then you get this one victory lap where you just can't lose.
Demon's Souls does that as well.
Really? I'm surprised they give you anything like that.
So, the penultimate boss is the False King, and that guy flies all over the stage. He's moving like he's in fucking Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
And he has a grab attack that if you let it hit you, de-levels you.
Ouch.
Yeah, he's rough. He's got a big toolbox of attacks, and if you are not used to Souls games, he can rock you so hard that you need to go back and grind in other zones to come back to give him another try.
Damn.
Once you kill him, then the real final boss is False King Alant, who is this fucking turd on the ground who has a sword, but his attack animation takes, let me see here, 1, 2, 3, 4 seconds to complete.
Oh, wow.
And he only
so you will get out of the way.
And he only has one attack.
So if you die, it's totally on you.
Yeah. If you the only reason you die is to hear a unique line of dialogue that he says when he dies.
Yeah.
I mean, when you die to him.
Okay.
And that is to contextualize his actions.
Yeah. So Turbo's being a dick. And you kick his ass.
Turbo-tastic!
He's trying to get through this, door. Please enter your password, ... Your time is up, we start attacking.
Oh, well, fuck you.
Yep. It's a pretty neat little boss, though.
Oh, monkey door.
Yeah, just a monkey's face.
Give me a banana!
Oh. It does, I think, breath weapons or something. Which, again, have elements technically, but the elements don't actually... No. They are supposed to have elements, but they didn't actually program the elements in.
Fantastic.
Yes. Broken games.
I love going back to these older games that didn't get playtested as hard as they should have and learning all these little secrets. Like, yeah, it tells you this.
That has an element, because that's an actual spell that Nina can cast.
Okay.
But breath weapons, like Cold Breath and Fire Breath. Cold Breath and Fire Breath are identical. They only look different. But they do exactly the same amount of damage, and they have no element.
Speaking of Nina, I was talking with a friend the other night, and being like, yeah, so me and Humbug are playing through Breath of Fire 2. And he's like, I played one Breath of Fire, and I don't remember which it is. I think it might have been 3. And I was like, okay, there's only 2 things I remember about Breath of Fire 3. One, that there's a character named Nina, and he's like, that's the one. And then I would finish that sentence with, which, like Sid in Final Fantasy, is in every Breath of Fire game. And he's like, oh.
Yeah.
And there's a pair of horses that keep showing up as bosses.
Yes, Baleo and Sunder. Those are actually some of the coolest bosses in the Breath of Fire series, I would say. Because they torture you for about a quarter of the game.
Don't they, in one of the fights, like, fusion dance into a big gay unicorn?
That is the last fight.
Okay.
And it is Ultraman.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, they turn into a big gay unicorn.
Yes. Yeah, that's the last fight with them. But, like, that is the most triumphant fucking fight. It feels so good to finally kill them. Because they've been hounding you the whole goddamn game.
Yeah. Yeah, they stay on your ass pretty long.
Yeah.
Like, they won't get off.
Like, I'm not gonna go too far into it, but in Breath of Fire 3... So, I know Red Letter Media...
they're horses, so they've gone way into it themselves.
Yeah. So I know Red Letter Media keeps saying it's about family. Breath of Fire 3 is about family, to a large degree. Like, that's not all it's about, but at least the first part and a good chunk of the second part is about family. And those fuckers broke up your family.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Homewreckers!
Yeah. Because, like, you spend the first good portion of the game with these couple of characters, Ray and Tipo, and then things go to shit because of Baleo and Sunder. Not gonna spoil anything, but...
I'm very wary of turning my back to a horse who calls himself Sunder.
Yeah.
I'm worried about that.
Yeah, break that stuff apart.
Not a fan of that. Like, if you like horses, that's your thing, but that Sunder part, I'm wary.
Oh, so he's gonna destroy this control, and I need to go save the princess.
Sweet.
There's the control panel. You can't talk to it or do anything, it's just background.
If there's any species I trust to destroy anything, it's a monkey.
Yeah.
Just run in there with his nunchucks and just...
Hell yeah.
Man, if they ever did, like, another Breath of Fire game in decent graphics, I would just love to watch one of these monkey people just go apeshit on something.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and monkey people are recurring too.
Cool.
So at least there's that. Well, recurring to some degree. I don't remember if they're in 4, and I know they're not in 5.
Because there's just something innately satisfying of watching a monkey break something.
Yeah.
Because they'll put their whole body into it.
Oh yeah, monkeys are fucking relentless.
Like, sure, with humans, I think the pinnacle of wrecking something is going full Wilford Brimley on a room. And just taking like an axe or a bat or something, just going, it has to be destroyed!
Yep.
But monkeys, though, they'll get in there, they'll do the double palm slap, they'll jump up, they'll start hitting it with their back, they'll start doing kick flips off it.
Yeah. Yeah, monkeys will go... There is a reason apeshit is a word.
Like, I think deep down, on an instinctual level, there's a reason why Diddy Kong was the scariest thing in Smash 4 for a long time.
Yeah, it's because Zero played him.
Did they ever, like, really balance that?
No.
No?
I mean, it's fair... For a Smash game, it's actually remarkably well balanced. It's just that they stopped balance patching, and they shouldn't have. And so a lot of the community tore itself apart because Bayonetta was just a little bit too strong.
Well, maybe the next Smash one, if this thing coming up is a re-release...
We'll see.
We'll have another balance pack. And then it'll be like a big boy fighting game, and there'll be 50 different editions with new cast rosters and balances.
Yeah, I wish they would actually put fighting game people onto Smash Brothers, because Sakurai, like Miyamoto, is holding it back at this point. Like, he's created this great thing, he's set up the beginnings of something fantastic. He needs to step back because he's holding it back now. Like, he wants it to just be a party game. That's fine, make it a party game, but let it also be competitive. Like, let people balance this thing constantly while the meta evolves. Like, figure that shit out. I don't even play competitively, and I'm saying this. It's just, if you want a game to last, and maybe that's the point. Maybe they don't want it to last. Maybe they want people to just keep buying the new Smash Brothers, and the melee fags can keep being melee fags. And, like, everybody else will just keep buying the new ones over and over and over.
I had this conversation with you earlier off camera. I
Yep.
had this conversation to a much more limited extent with Sephira. At the end of the day, they want to make their money.
Yeah.
And they know, no matter what they do, unless they literally send you a monkey turn with a Diddy Kong hat on it in the box,
Yeah.
they will move Smash Brothers units.
Yep, that's true.
So they want to move new units. So they
Right.
look at the Melee, and they're like, are they buying new product? No. We stopped manufacturing all this product long ago. We're not seeing any money from these people.
The thing is, I think it's short-sighted because the competitive scene brings in a lot of different people who might not otherwise be buying this game, and it also, like, you don't just have to move units. You can sell merchandise, you can do sponsorships and shit, you can sell venues. Like, you can make a lot of money off of stuff that's been out for a long period of time.
The trouble with that is, so many of those things, they do anyway on the strength of the games alone.
Yeah.
So they don't need to make Smash merch, because the Smash characters move their own merch anyway.
Right, yeah.
Like, you don't need to hype Mario.
Yeah.
Mario hypes himself.
Yeah, I mean, they sell their amiibos, and Smash brings in amiibo support all the time. And
Pokemon
nobody uses that.
Pokemon will sell merchandise until the heat death of the universe.
Yep.
You don't need to push Pokemon.
Yep.
Like, maybe Captain Falcon, but then you don't merch out Captain Falcon to the same levels. He's a side character.
Yeah.
Star Fox, the furries will eat it up, but then, like, whatever.
Nobody cares about Star Fox except the furries.
Yeah.
By the way, speaking of furries, I just got a collar in this. What the collar does, I didn't know until this playthrough what the collar does, but you can only put it on cat and bow. So the cat and the dog, you can put the collar on. I had no fucking clue what it was. It increases your random encounter rate. Which makes perfect sense if you've played later games, because there's an item called the bell collar which does that exact thing. and I never figured it out until I looked it up during this playthrough.
Learn something new every playthrough.
Yeah, but I think that's hilarious that it's only usable on the cat and the dog.
But yeah, you could do all of this with Smash, but the trouble with that is, this is Nintendo we're talking about.
I know.
Nintendo doesn't look outside their front door.
No, they don't, and that's my problem with them. They're trying harder now.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
Like, I hope they will.
Yeah.
But, like, Arc System Works, they are made and broken on their tournament numbers. They are made and broken on getting people's attention.
Yeah.
Capcom used to be that. And I think that if Street Fighter V Arcade Edition doesn't do well, they're going to go back to being on the same level as Arc Systems in terms of making money.
Yep.
But for a long time, they were in the same boat of like, fuck it, we're Street Fighter, we're Capcom, we're Marvel, we don't need to worry about it.
They push merchandise like Smash Brothers pushes merchandise.
Yeah. And then Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite isn't going to EVO.
Yeah.
And now Capcom's like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, if we feed your strong dedication of feeling to this country, this castle will surely be revived.
Oh, shit.
That shows up in Breath of Fire 4. Which is the... Like, you said, oh shit, here? It feels way worse in Breath of Fire 4 because they show it. They show what happens with this shit.
Oh.
And oh my god, is it terrible. Like, BOF 4 is a nasty, mean game in a lot of ways. But
I just got the thought, like, there are so many societies and so many different factions in games that would not be okay with this.
Yeah.
And then I immediately thought, the Empire of Mankind would be so hyped for this.
Oh yeah, they would love this shit.
It's like, wait, we can turn zealous blind dedication into a new energy source? We're unstoppable!
Yeah. We will take over the warp. The warp is our new territory. Demons? What are those? I don't remember those. Oh, those are long gone. They're a myth, a legend.
Oh, you mean the smears we left on the walls? Good, good, yes.
Yeah. No, in this game, it's the strength of your heart, or whatever that means. Basically, your willpower and soul and whatnot.
Okay.
And it helps things fly. That seems to be the only real thing that happens in this one.
So what you're telling me is they found a way to weaponize Peter Pan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Think happy thoughts and we will fly. Here, hang on a second. I just need to screw you in.
Yeah.
Like, please continue to think happy thoughts as we drill into your brain.
Exactly. That is pretty much how it works in this.
If you love your country, you will think happy thoughts as we give you a lobotomy. Do you love your country? Do you really love your country?
Yep.
No. No, for real. Do you love your country? Do you? Think happy thoughts. Good citizen.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Isn't that the creepiest fucking animation?
That is a pretty solid animation.
Yeah, it's a good death spell.
That is a good death spell.
I appreciate that death spell, especially because it helps you grind like a motherfucker on that. Oh, I haven't shown the island yet. There's an island where you go once you get the whale, where you can just get massive amounts of experience if you can cheese the enemies there. Because they're very powerful enemies, but if you know how to handle them, you can kill them in one hit, which is nice. Like, they're still dangerous, but they're usually not going to kill your party members in one hit, and they're not going to party wipe you unless you just can't run away from them and you don't have any, you don't have the ability to cheese them.
Okay. Reminds me of the dragons in Final Fantasy IX.
Yeah, they're kind of like that.
Where it's an area intended for later, but you can get to it early.
Yeah.
And the enemies that are supposed to tell you, hey, fuck off, you're not ready for this, you can take and then get slingshotted up the levels.
Yeah, it's a little bit different than that because it's not an area intended for later. It is simply a secret area with very powerful enemies.
Huh.
And it's the only area. It's just this island at the southern edge of the map where there are these giant versions of pussy enemies. So there's a giant fly, there's a giant slime, and there's a giant gong head, those spiky-headed bird heads.
Okay.
Yeah. And they're actually really good sprites. Like, they almost look 3D. It's kind of neat. So I beat Shupke, who was not a demon, because that was her normal form.
No, okay. She just looks evil as shit.
Yeah. Yeah, she's a warrior. I mean, that's what she is. She's a general.
Oh, she's doing the cool general thing of, well, fuck you, I'm doing this anyway.
Pretty much. Yeah, now you can't go there. Ah, it's a barrier!
Oh, so she's turned into the final boss of Deus Ex Human Revolution.
I did not play that, but sure, why not? But yeah, like, she cares so much about getting this country. She is actually a zealot. Like, she wants this country to do well. And, yeah.
Oh, he's doing it! He's doing the full monkey!
Yes, he is. He's bouncing around on it. Yeah, it's pretty great. Grr! Did they have to make this thing so sturdy? Uh-oh. Oh, yeah. It's begun moving. Stop it. Please stop.
Oh, they're even putting in the little monkey noises. Yay, I'm happy.
Who messed with the switch in the control room? I think he just pressed the wrong switch. We don't do something, it'll explode!
Yeah!
Oh, there goes Shupke.
Oh yeah, so straight up the final boss of mankind, of Human Revolution.
She explodes and disappears?
Yeah, pretty much the final boss. Kind of like, so I can augment my brain with this big supercomputer. I'm gonna plug it in. Oh fuck, I can't control it. And then you shoot her a bunch, and then she's like, ah, fuck, and just explodes.
Oh, okay.
From the feedback.
Well then, I guess that works. Yeah, so we're getting pretty close to the little emotional part. Like, one of the first ones in this game that's like, oh. But yeah, this game has like, it has a few situations where it just fucking tears at your heart. This is not exactly one of them. It's just kind of a sort of thing, but like, oh man, it's the extremes in this. Like, there's so much bad, but it's counterbalanced by such good stuff.
Okay.
One of the reasons I like it, it's just this wonderful, beautiful mess. Yeah, so here's a situation where
someone has to sacrifice
gotta do
themselves.
it manually, yeah. So she kisses him and all that.
So Sten is going to say he's going to do it, and then Turbo-Tastic's going to come in.
We'll see. That's her name. Princess Elforan.
Because it's either that or you lose Sten and you get Turbo instead.
Right, we'll see.
Okay. We shall see. Oh.
There's Turbo.
Fuck. Okay. Bye, Stan. He survived Guggenheim, but it was so sticky. You'd think he'd be able to get out of tight messes.
They called it the Battlefield of Hell.
Ooh.
Which, again, they got that past the Nintendo censors.
Super sticky, then.
Not to belabor a point, but... Yep, that's our reward. We get the famous flute.
We traded Sten for a flute. Good trade. Good trade.
Yep.
We got value. I mean, Sten was just depreciating at this point, so I think you traded up.
Yep.
Take care of yourself.
Someday. ...
I mean, we would pray to the monkey god, but it keeps throwing poop at us. Its idea of a flood is very disgusting.
Yeah.
The princess really does love Sten. Okay.
Uh-huh. He always gets the good ones.
So you got that love triangle thing.
Uh-huh. And he's just the scorned one.
Yeah, he's the one that got left out. It's just like Twilight. Please watch over him. Okay, Monkey Princess.
Oh. And of course that last guy says the same thing.
I like to think they're saying it in unison.
Yeah.
Sten is the hero after all!
Oh, we all had the same thought.
Hi, Sten is the hero after all! Can you tell me where the bathroom is? Sten is the hero after all!
Welcome to Corneria.
Okay.
I like swords.
Bye, Sten is the hero after all!
This place has got problems.
No wonder no one can clean up all that monkey shit everywhere.
Guess what he says?
Stan is the hero after all!
I didn't even bother with the other guy.
See, now as you're walking away, he goes, the other one's like, but I wanted to say Stan is the hero after all. And he's crying, and the other one's consoling him.
Yep. I bet this guy says.
Stan is the hero after all!
Yep.
Hey, Turbo, did you hear Stan is the hero after all?
So here we are.
Oh, hey, Stan. I guess you're the hero after all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Isn't that a great thing to say?
I suck at dying. Except for me. Woolman, Johan, the other guy.
Yep.
They were great dudes.
Yeah, we don't know them, but
Especially Woolman. He was so soft, so warm. Very comfortable. Trubo, I'm gonna pretend I can die. I'm dead, so you can get. What the? What?
he just said, I'll see you around.
What?
Remember, he met you by jumping off a giant.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so this is like Monster Hunter, no fall damage.
Yeah.
Got it.
And you cannot leave again.
Me.
Or, I mean, you can't enter again.
Okay. We got better things to do, right, bud?
Yep. So, yeah. He
Man.
just runs off again.
What a good wingman.